you're talking about being prepared. What, give us, in your opinion, one or two ways that you can protect yourself from inflation right now. So, from an investment standpoint, or just from a day-to-day standpoint. I mean, there's certain things that you can't do. It's not like you're going to stop buying groceries, right? So that's not an option. But what are some, a couple things off the cuff that people can do to kind of insulate themselves, if you will?
Yeah, there's three things you can do right now, and that's what we've been sharing to protect yourself, your family, your business, and your investments. So the first thing is, I refer to as going Noah, building your ark. So what's building your ark? Have a strategy in place. Have a strategy for yourself. Have a strategy for your family, and have a strategy for your business and your investments. Obviously, when you are going to start to see supply chain shortages, and we've seen them, by the way, for a while, but I think it's going to be very, very prevalent in most goods and services. I've ordered a computer and 2 specific cell phones. This is 18 months ago. I still haven't received them because of the chip shortages, right? So they've been around for a while. You're just going to see other things. So what can you do to protect yourself? Well, prepare for anything and everything. So building your ark, going Noah in that way is, have some, and you don't have to get too crazy with it, right? You don't have to spend hours on prepper channels on YouTube to prepare. All you can do is when you go to the store right now, grab a couple of extra cans of beans or tuna or just a couple and have them in the house so that if the worst comes to worst, you have a couple of months of supply. If there are obviously things that you can buy in bulk, buy them, because chances are, number one, the prices of them will go up, or number two, you might not be able to find them in the next couple of months. So that's a big thing. From a business standpoint, look at what your business needs and just bring in some extra things to your business. On the investment side, understand that hard assets are going to be flourishing in times of inflation. They always do. And I know you cover real estate on this channel. So there are other hard assets and I would say inflation hedges that you could look at too. Gold and silver obviously being one of them, and then obviously cryptocurrency, and more specifically Bitcoin, being another very easy kind of inflation hedge that you can position yourself in for. The second thing is go tribal. Find your tribe, find like-minded folks, because you can easily get sucked into so many different rabbit holes. So find your tribe, find folks that think like you, find folks that see also the problems, but don't get too sucked into them. Find the folks that recognize all the problems, but they see the opportunities, and you're going to find some partners. And there are communities out there. And this community is a fantastic community where ideas get shared. So you're in the right place already if you're watching this channel. And then the third one that we share is decentralized. So what do I mean by decentralizing? Decentralizing is there are systems and structures that are in the process of breaking down. Supply chains being one of them. But there are a number of them, by the way. If you look at what's happening with money, we talked about inflation and the devaluation of currencies. It's happening globally. It's global. So there are certain things that you can do to decentralize yourself from a monetary standpoint. Look at gold and silver. Look at Bitcoin. Banking and financial institutions. One of my businesses, we get exposure to a lot of what's going on in family offices, and I can tell you now that they're moving so much money specifically into insurance products that some carriers have already put caps on certain premiums that they can move in because the inflows have been too crazy. The other thing, which is very interesting,
I was gonna ask you about whole life, what effect it's having on whole life right now, as far as people picking up new policies. We'll save that for next time.
There's a lot of folks moving money into that. And another thing that's interesting, folks are even positioning very wealthy families and so forth in treasuries, which you would look at this and go, but that's like a negative yield.
Yeah.
Why would they be doing this? And that brings into my point of the banking and financial system. A lot of them are very weary, and that's a hedge against that. So if you position capital and they have it in a couple of different places, they would rather have it someplace where they know that they're potentially going to get it, or it's in insurance companies. But I thought it was very interesting when I saw that. I'm like, That's very interesting.
Yeah.
But essentially, it's a hedge against the banking and financial system. So you could do that through the whole life insurance product, set up your own banking system. So if there is an issue in the banking and financial system, you're decentralized from it because you have your own banking system. Another a way of decentralizing yourself is food sources. We talked about stocking up on some food, having some emergency food, just as a hedge. Again, it's a hedging strategy. I hope to never, ever eat any of my freeze-dried food ever.
Right.
The same way that I hope.
Sad day. It'd be a sad day.
Yeah. And the same way that I hope to never, ever, ever use my car insurance, but I have it, so that if the worst case scenario happens, that I'm hedged against that. So there's a lot of these little ways that you could think about of decentralizing yourself, or at least put some, just diversify yourself out of certain systems and processes and structures. So the three things, just to recap quickly, is the first one: building your arc, have a strategy for yourself, for your family, for your business, for your investments. The second one is go tribal, find like-minded folks that are focusing not just on the negative things, but also the positive things, but understand the world that we're living in. And then number three, decentralize. Look at creative ways. I just threw out a couple of ideas there of things that we're doing, but look at creative ways how you can decentralize from systems that could potentially not be there or could be in the process of failing.
Sure. No, I appreciate you sharing your thoughts on that. Guys, this is MC Laubscher with Cashflow Ninja. You can find him at cashflowninja.com. If you want us to continue to bring great guests like MC on the channel, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button below, guys. That helps out our algorithms, lets us know that we're bringing good content here to our audience. So smash that thumbs up button below, guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not one already, and ding that bell if you want notifications as we bring additional content like this on the VIP Financial Education YouTube channel, where we talk about all things credit, capital, and cash flow. Until next time, thanks for joining us. Make it a great day.